What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming.
Shut up and sit down.
What's up, Pixies and wee little pixels all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie, your gateway to legendary gaming. Alright, so we do a video every damn day of the week, my friends. Mondays is a monologue. I like to monologue about something that has to do with board games or RPGs, D&D, things like that. But there's a video every day of the week. So if you want to be a true member of the Pixie Posse, please remember to subscribe. And then you're probably going to want to tickle that notify bell just to make sure that you are made aware whenever we drop one of our daily videos, which is usually noon Eastern Standard Time. So I'm here in New York City. Now, I want to talk to you about something that has been around since literally the very start of RPGs. As you saw from the thumbnail, this has to do with alignment. This has been the biggest topic of conversation, I think, between players and dungeon masters in my almost 50 years, or depending on when this drops, 50 years of gaming and dungeon mastering. How it's interpreted, what the players do with their interpretation of it, what the DM agrees with, and how that's going to affect the regular game, the course of the game, your character's actions, and how others are going to respect and treat you because of that. If you're not playing a very heavy RPG game and you're just playing all hack and slash, well, if you're doing that, you might as well play Hero Quest. But if you are running a D&D, Pathfinder, Castles and Crusades, similar kind of fantasy D&D style game, and you're running it with some role play to it, then alignment is actually going to be important. It will be. It has changed. It has changed a hell of a lot over the years. And just real quickly, what I want to do is I want to read from the 1981 Tom Mulvey Basic Dungeons and Dragons. Let me read to you what it says for lawful. And remember, in the Basic Dungeons and Dragons, there was no 9 alignments. It was just the 3. It was just lawful, neutral, and chaotic. So lawful, or law, reads as the follow. Law is the belief that everything should follow in order, and that obeying rules is the natural way of life. Lawful creatures will try to tell the truth, obey laws, and care about all living things. Lawful characters also try to keep their promises. They will try to obey laws as long as the laws are just and fair. Now, that's also been a point of argument over players in Dungeons and Dragons over the years, especially when it comes to lawful characters like monks and paladins. If a choice must be made between the benefit of a group or an individual, a lawful character will usually choose the group. Sometimes individual freedoms must be given up for the good of the group. Lawful characters and monsters often act in predictable ways. Lawful behavior is usually the same as behavior that could be called good. So that's how Tom Mulvey, editing Basic Dungeons and Dragons back in 1981, finalized what lawful alignment is. Now, I don't bother with 4th edition. Tried it. Don't bother with 5th edition. I tried it. But let me talk to you about 3rd edition to show you the gap from between 1981 to about 2000. And we will talk about lawful good. Lawful good, since that's lawful in D&D sounds more aligned to lawful good than lawful neutral or lawful, lawful evil. So let's look at the definition of lawful good. This is a 3.5 edition I'm reading from. Lawful good, known as the Crusader. A lawful good character acts as a good person, is expected to what happened to my sentence there? A lawful good character acts as a good person. This is written. A lawful good character acts as a good person, is expected or required to act. That means as expected or required to act. He or she combines a commitment to oppose evil with the discipline to fight relentlessly. They tell the truth, they keep their words, help those in need, and speak out against injustice. A lawful good character hates to see the guilty go unpunished. A paladin who fights evil without mercy and protects the innocent without hesitation is lawful good. Lawful good is the best alignment you can be because it combines honor and compassion. I don't know if I agree with that last line, is the best alignment that you can be. That's really a matter of perspective, I think. Because I don't believe in that. If I really struggled, I might be able to get one handful of characters in my entire life in a gaming system like D&D that uses alignments. No, maybe 5 times at most, which averages to what? Once a decade? I may dabble in a lawful good character. But yeah, so that's the way, that's the difference between the two definitions. The reason I want to bring up alignments is because, whew, oh, okay. Got a little track there. So alignments are going to be a point of contention between you and the party, and how things are resolved, because your character is bound, more or less, to act how your alignment dictates it. There's not supposed to be any gray areas here. There's no lawful evil characters that every now and then say, fuck it, let's see whatever happens, and damn it all. No, that would be a chaotic. Maybe a neutral evil. Definitely a chaotic evil attitude, not a lawful evil. No, lawful evil is not like that at all. They have structure. They like to do things underhanded, behind the scenes. They'll be as lawful as they can be, while just, making sure that they do what they want to do for themselves first and foremost. There's in a nutshell, lawful evil. We can argue the finite points if you want, but really, that's it in a nutshell. Now, I do recently by my point of view, this is probably airing about 14, 16 months from now. But I did have a big alignment shift in the party. Now, there's 2 ways to play an alignment shift, in my opinion. There's 2 ways to play an alignment shift. One of them, the player is not having as much fun playing the chosen alignment as they thought they would. They're acting more in a different alignment. And the dungeon master, game master, and the players understand this. And they speak to the player about it. And then I think a good dungeon master is then going to come up with a story arc that is going to put that character in a position where, now it's not the player thinking, oh, I'm not having fun with this alignment. No, now it's the character realizing that there are aspects in their life that they've been wrong about, or maybe they've been suppressing. So there's going to be a storyline, or incorporated into an existing storyline as a subplot. There's going to be these reasons why that character is going to change alignment. Now, this could also be very big depending on the class. If you're run-of-the-mill, fighter or rogue, it might not be the biggest deal for them. But if you're talking about a paladin, a paladin, then you're not a paladin anymore. But like a cleric or a druid, if you're, not really a druid too much either, if you're a cleric and you're changing alignments, that could cause you to lose favor with your chosen deity. In most game systems, if you're a cleric, you can't be more than 1 step removed from your deity's alignment. Your deity? No, it's deity. Your deity's alignment. So it could be a big game changer. Now, the other way to do it is forced. Absolutely forced. But this is still should be done in game. Not. So it's been up now for a few months. So I'm giving away a little bit of a spoiler for our Tales from the Table. If you watch that on a Thursdays, our Tales from the Table episodes, in our Speaker of the Dreams. Okay, so if you have not watched yet and you don't want a spoiler, then you might want to turn the volume down. Okay, you might want to turn the volume down or something here. So in Speak of the Dreams, whether you watched it or maybe you just don't care, one of the characters, Ron's fighter, got inflicted with lycanthropy from a were-rat. He changed on the third night. There wasn't any wolfsbane. There wasn't anything to do at that point, at that last minute, in order to save him from lycanthropy. Now that made him lawful evil. I don't usually play with evil characters in a party, in a group that I'm running, in a team, in a D&D team. Did you see my other video? No, I don't. I don't allow the evil on my team. I've bent my rule a couple of times, and every time that I do, it screws up the game somehow. So I decided that I was going to do something for Ron. Helm of Opposite Alignment. I created my own side quest for them to go and get this object in order to change Ron. Now, this was a huge roller coaster because Ron's character started off as a lawful neutral. It was lawful neutral as he started off. The were-rat changed him to lawful evil. So then we got the helm. We got it on him when he changed. So that made him a were-rat that was lawful, that was chaotic good. Ron, he went with it like a champ. His character started changing his attitude right away, and in sort of just was encouraging himself to play the character in the way that now he can really dish out justice, because he doesn't have to, he's not really worried about the laws so much anymore. And he's pointing out that his character went through all these changes, and his personality and his mind fragmented in such a way between those three changes that this is what it's gelled into. So he's still good, but the ends justify the mean now. And like I said, he's been doing it like a champ. So that's the other way to do it, with a force. But you can't force the wrong player. Ron's been playing as long as me, just about. So I knew he could handle it. Didn't know how much fun he was going to have with it, but I knew he could handle it. So alignment is very, very tricky to handle in Dungeons & Dragons. Almost every other role-playing game does not use an alignment rule. And that's because it's difficult to enforce. It is. And it's difficult to play out, because not everyone is morally and ethically the exact same every minute of their life. There are things that are going to change that. And sometimes what changes it in your mind in real life shouldn't affect your character. Alignment is tough to stick to. And it's even tougher. It's tough to stick to. It's tough to change from. That's it. How do you handle alignment changes in your game?